Hi guys, me and Jimmy saw Blade Runner 2049 last night, and yeah, it was a long
movie.
film. Oh my days! I mean,
we got 8:45 and it finished at just before
5 to
12.
midnight. Something like that. It was a long film. Obviously, adverts before that, but
Yeah.
taking that into account, it was a long ass film, which is one of the problems we're going to bring up. But before we get to that, would you say that you haven't seen the original?
I have not seen the original.
Which is the most backwards thing ever. You've seen the original. This new one, they've got to watch the other one. Yeah.
I'm doing a Star Wars on it, Sam.
If you've done Star Wars. And for me, personally, I prefer the original. But even when I look back at the original now, it's one of those things that it's found as a cult classic purely because of its status, how long it's been around, and how many cuts there's been. But it's like one of those films that...
Well, it inspired a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think why it got the status it did. Whereas this, it felt to me that Ridley Scott was trying to do the same, to make it like a film that in 20, 30 years time would be like, this was a good film. But it just isn't. It just won't have that same appeal. It just can't be done.
I've seen all the reviews, stunning, spectacularly amazing, all this crap from... Because it has its moments,
Yeah, it has its moments, that's the thing. Visually, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, it hits on all cylinders, hits all the sci-fi things. Obviously, when you've seen Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, you see all the callbacks to that. You got spinners, the car flying things are called spinners, I believe. Can't remember, but you know, that was like all that main focus was like what made that film, and then you call back to like Judge Dredd and other like sort of dystopian sci-fi films, and you'd think, yes, very Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah.
And then calling back to Blade Runner 2049, it's very Blade Runner-esque, because that's what it is. So you get all those things. Visually, it's great. And like casting...
Can't really fault the casting.
It's Ryan Gosling staring at things and walking down corridors.
I'm trying to think that when was the last time there was ever a film which Ryan Gosling was in which people hated, which people didn't like. I don't know if could they put him in and people suddenly like it.
I haven't seen Nice Guys or Good Guys.
Nice Guys was apparently quite good. I don't know if it did amazingly at the box office, but apparently a good film.
But yeah, I don't know actually. But it didn't show an acting ability. It did sort of, but
because he was playing a
robot.
So yeah, the robots but not robots, synthetics. I don't understand that.
But that's the thing. It was a load of him walking like. Without any spoilers, there's a lot of scenes that are long, dramatic, slow,
and by the time you get to the end, you're just like, yeah, we get it.
You get it. It was past the point of those sequences being artistic.
Yeah. Now that you've chucked it in just because we're doing it so far, we'll keep it going. And it's like during like the city scene where you just get to see this. Like dystopian future, like this is quite cool. You see all this, and then it gets to the part where he's in Las Vegas and you see the building, and it just spends too long on all this yellow, just yellow.
Oh, and if Ridley Scott says, "Oh, it was an artistic direction," that's why. No, it's because you wanted to make a film a bit longer and you don't have the content to fill it out. And don't you dare tell me, Ridley, that you don't have another director's cut, another final cut, another. 50th
the one it was supposed to be, which wasn't in the cinema.
We all know that there will be different cuts in this film at some point to make more money, and it's just the fact that I just feel, to me, it was because the content wasn't there, and you had to drag out these scenes as long as possible to fill the runtime.
Yeah, my thought at the end of it, I thought it was all building up to another film or another story. It doesn't have to be another film. It could just. Might never touch it again. But it just felt like to me it was always leading up to something that was for another time.
Yeah, setting up the scene for something else.
Yeah.
But well, so we got off cast a little bit, but Ryan Gosling's good at playing his role, Detective K7 something or other, some serial number. And you know, you have I can't remember his name now, but the guy who's in Battlestar Galactica, Admiral Oh my
What,
god.
Decker's partner?
Yeah, the one from the first one, Gaff.
Yeah, he makes a small appearance.
Yeah, he makes a small prison, which could have been expanded. He made a bit of origami, and that was it.
Yeah.
He was in a retirement home. His role could have been expanded a little bit. I felt, just in a small way, just a little bit more. It's probably more in another cut. And then you have the one that's the girlfriend from War Dogs. That's the thing. This film.
So the AI, the hologram.
The hologram. She plays a good role as well. And then you've got Jared Leto's character who plays that sort of.
Maybe he's got all over Crispin Floor again.
Yeah,
was
like,
he supposed to have more?
It felt to me he was meant to have more scenes, and he didn't. But for what he was like the company. Wasn't
He was the standard. Ooh, big business bad.
Yeah, he's doing this
rules
to
the
do
world.
this.
But there was never really anything that made him evil
or anything that
bad.
made him
Just
or really set his agenda or like had any sort of hidden meaning or it built on him. He was just there and then he wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't really fulfilled as much as I thought.
Like I said, it's just all setting up a different story.
Yeah, it just seemed that way. And then you've got obviously Harrison Ford. You know, he reprised his role as Deckard, but again, it seemed like they needed to be more of a film, more things happening, more dialogue than just walking down empty corridors with going off in the background every 5 minutes. You know, and I don't know. That's the main problem I found was with the casting. They didn't have time to flourish.
No.
And give a proper, almost. You need more story arcs, I guess.
I think you needed more story.
More dialogue, more
Yeah.
things happening, more underlying tones, more things that you could see different meanings to.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that note though, the music's quite good.
Music is good.
The soundtrack's good.
Yeah.
It just,
Let's say what was the movie.
if the soundtrack wasn't as good, those long scenes
Just-
would be unbearable.
Yeah.
The music does keep the pace and keeps the tension high, but again, when it gets to that point of 4 or 5 times it does it,
It's
goes down.
like you're on to the 8th time we're doing it. You're like, yes, we realise this.
Yeah, and a lot of dramatic irony, without any spoilers, a lot of dramatic irony in this film, but I felt it wasn't dramatic irony to the point that it just seemed like, you know how you have dramatic irony in films and it's shown throughout the entire film and then you're like waiting for the entire film to the pin to drop for the
Yeah,
characters.
but this was dramatic irony which he should have known.
That he should have known.
He should have been aware of.
And we're aware of it like 10 minutes before,
Yeah.
and then it's a slow process 10 minutes later for him to find out what he should already know. And it's kind of just like, huh? Yeah. There's its main problems. Obviously, the strengths are great visually. It's a good sci-fi film. It's moody. It's edgy. It's got some cool little things and technological things that you think, oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
We might have that in 25 years' time.
No, we won't. I was just watching going, yeah, we're not going to be anywhere near that in 25 years' time. We're not. It's not going to be anything close.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when it was back in the days of Blade Runner, maybe we could, but we could gotta have Harrison Ford at a realistic age.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any more points?
Without moving on to spoilers, I don't really think.
No. Well, in that case.
I just think because there was a story. It's just. Did it really go anywhere? That's the problem.
That's the thing. It felt like setting up for another film. That's what we agreed on. It was just seemed like that way. It wasn't. If it was a TV series, it would be the first episode.
It would be.
That's how I would describe it as.
Yeah.
And then it would lead. Then something happened at the end that would lead on to something else. But yeah, we'll go on to the spoiler section now. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Different to the critics' reviews, I think. Probably get a bit of hate for this, but
It's not a bad film.
not
It's
a
just-
bad film.
I don't see what's so great about it. My own.
Yeah,
thing,
it wasn't as cutting edge
No.
as we wanted it to be, basically. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the spoiler section.